You found it. Your home for the best content on your favorite team, the Fighting Tigers of LSU. Do us a favor, subscribe to the channel, leave your comments below, and be sure to smash that like button. When Brian Kelly met with reporters after Monday's practice, he was asked about JuJuan Johnson. And this has been a pretty familiar conversation about JuJuan Johnson because he has been a very unfamiliar role, been in a very unfamiliar role. A very quick catch-up for those who aren't familiar. So JuJuan Johnson went to LCA, Lafayette Christian. Great high school program in Louisiana. He left after his 4 years as the all-time leader in Louisiana high school football history in yards and touchdowns. He amassed over 14,000 yards and 171 touchdowns. Let that sink in. Dude scored over 40 touchdowns a year in high school, starting with his freshman year. That's insane. When the ball's in his hands, he knows what to do. Really good athlete. Comes to LSU, he's playing defensive back. John Emery gets hurt after the USC game last week. Trey Holly still suspended. They move him to running back. He's so talented, his first collegiate game ever, they put him in the game against Nichols. He catches 3 passes, including a touchdown. Like, dude is really good with the ball in his hands, knows what to do. Going to this offseason, Ricky Collins, A.J. Swan transfer, Bryce Underwood defects to Michigan. You bring in Michael Van Buren, but you're short on numbers. You got Nuss, Hurley, Van Buren, that's it. So they move JuJuan Johnson back to quarterback in spring. And in spring, and right now, when they go individual, JuJuan Johnson's playing quarterback. When you break up by position group, he's with the quarterbacks, doing all the things the quarterbacks are doing. But when they go team period, he ain't playing quarterback. He's in there as a running back. He's in there as a wildcat quarterback. He's in there as a receiver. Like, he's back to being JuJuan Johnson. Well, it's fascinating because Brian Kelly was asked Monday, like, what's going on with JuJuan and what do you do? Because we heard he's moving to quarterback, but he's out there playing running back. They're giving him handoffs. They're direct snapping it to him, like, with the ones, by the way. With the ones. Clearly, they're integrating him into what they're doing offensively, but it's not as a quarterback, so what's going on?
Well, he's given everything we've asked him, probably more. He's a special kid. He'll do anything. We got him working at quarterback right now, wide receiver, running back. I think when it comes to making a decision on JuJuan, it's how far do we go this year with him? Because we didn't redshirt him last year. And I want to make sure that his time is valuable and impactful. So whatever happens with JuJuan, he's going to play 4 games. Question is whether he plays 5. And that will be dictated as he performs and as the offense kind of works around him.
Okay. It may, like, you may hear that and go, oh, okay, well, he's going to play against Louisiana Tech and Southeastern and Western Kentucky, like maybe Vanderbilt or something. And if they get in a spot and they got to play him another game, they will and burn the red shirt. And they'll play in the bowl game because you can. Isn't that what West Weeks did last year? Played and they got hurt. And they're like, I think we're going to be able to red shirts if we can hold out. So Devon Keys played late in the season. And they were able to play West against Oklahoma then in the bowl game. And he kept his red shirt. Now he's back for a 5th year. Got it. I don't think that's what Brian Kelly means. Did you hear the end of that soundbite? Can you play the end of that soundbite again, Muse, where he talked about, like, that depends on the offense and all that sort of stuff and, like, how he fits in. Can you play that part of it, please?
And that will be dictated as he performs and as the offense kind of works around him.
As the offense works around him. Let me explain what I think that means. I'll give you a very specific example. If you went out to the spring scrimmage, the spring game, right? They ran a red zone period. And in the red zone period, Nussmeier is in the shotgun. JuJuan Johnson's in the backfield with him. Nuss motions out to the left. They direct snap to JuJuan Johnson. He scores. I look at that and go, I think JuJuan Johnson's going to play in a red zone package against Clemson. And if it's successful, that may be a very common thing. Remember, like, I'm gonna give you an example. Okay, and then don't get too caught up in what the name I'm about to mention to you. I'm just giving you an example. 2006 Tim Tebow. Chris Leak was the starting quarterback, but Tebow was such a good asset in the red zone that he was in there. I'm not saying JuJuan Johnson, they're going to direct snap and he's going to plow through guys and run because he's 240 pounds and a wrecking ball. That's not what I'm saying. But if he's another guy in the red zone who knows what to do with the ball in his hands that defenses have to account for, and he becomes that type of versatile athlete, maybe he becomes that. Maybe not. That's what Brian Kelly's saying. It depends on what he means to our offense in those situations. Like, Tim Tebow in 2006 only carried the ball 79 times. He only threw 32 passes, but he accounted for 11 touchdowns. Like, he was integral in what they did in red zone situations. And let me remind you of one of LSU's most glaring weaknesses a year ago. And we should have known from literally the first possession of the season. Do you remember the first possession of the season? I do. I was there. What do they call it? Allegiant. I was there at Allegiant in Vegas. LSU put together a 13-play drive. They ate up 7 minutes and 14 seconds off the clock, drove 74 yards right up SC's donkey. And they got down to 1st and goal at the 8. Incomplete pass, complete to Kyle Parker down to the 3, and they went for it on 4th and goal from the 3, and Nuss tried to throw to C.J. Daniels, and it was incomplete. Y'all, from the first possession of the season last year, LSU had red zone problems. LSU in 2024 was 74th in America in red zone efficiency. LSU only scored on 83% of their trips to the red zone. You want that number to be 100% with 75% touchdowns, 25% field goals. That's what you want it to be. Like, for example, the leader in the country was of the scoring percentage was Old Dominion. They scored on 95% of their drives, and 75% were touchdowns. Like, that's what you want it to be. LSU scored on only 83%, and touchdowns, they were at 56% touchdowns, which was 94th in America. When LSU got into the red zone, they stalled. They couldn't get. Think back to the Florida game. Do you remember the slant to C.J. Daniels where he caught it and scored and they called it a legal pick play? I mean, if that touchdown stands, LSU probably wins that Florida game. All that to say, they've got to fix the red zone. One of my big takeaways so far is LSU's going to run the ball. And it may be unconventional. They're going to run the ball because they have to. It may not be a conventional running game with Caden Durham. I think that's going to be a huge part of it. But we're seeing Xavion Thomas line up in the backfield. We're seeing direct snaps to JuJuan Johnson. We're seeing Thomas and Aaron Anderson when he's been out there on jet sweeps. Like, they are getting creative with how they're going to run the ball because they have to run the ball. Because they were 104th in America a year ago, and your inability to run the ball, especially in the red zone, cost you over and over again. From the opening drive of the season to that situation I just mentioned against Florida, you got to fix it. You've got to be able to convert in the red zone. And if JuJuan Johnson helps you do that, then he becomes too valuable of an asset to sit on the bench. So Brian Kelly said maybe he'll play 4. Maybe those 4 are at Clemson, at Ole Miss, at Alabama, at Oklahoma. Maybe it's those 4 really big road games where you may need that wrinkle that's going to help you win. And he may be it. Maybe not. Maybe they put him on the field against Clemson and he just gets overrun and they never go back to it. Maybe. Or maybe he's the X factor. If nothing else, is a decoy, a gadget, another change of pace option in the red zone that helps them fix these atrocious numbers from a year ago where LSU was 94th in the country in touchdown percentage in the red zone on only 56% of their possessions. You got to fix your red zone issues. And he maybe part of the ingredients that fixes that. That's my read on what Brian Kelly was saying right there. So, it would be great. It would be great if you could preserve a year of eligibility for JuJuan Johnson. You don't need him because you got 6'7" Trey'Dez Green and all these other shiny toys in the red zone, and you just run roughshod over people. That would be awesome. Or maybe you need another wrinkle. And if he helps you do that and get to a championship, then it's worth the extra year of eligibility. It's worth giving up that year of eligibility. But you won't know until you get into a game week and see what that looks like. But I will bet my bottom dollar, week 1 when they play Clemson, 8 will be on the field against Clemson. I don't think when Brian Kelly's saying 4 games, he's going, Southeastern and Tech and Western Kentucky and maybe Vandy and we'll see, whatever. No. I think 8's on the field against Clemson in a significant spot. And if he delivers, you get another opportunity and another and another. And then maybe it just becomes something that they have to go to. I'm going to watch that one. That's going to be fascinating. It's going to be a fascinating test case to see what they do with JuJuan Johnson this year. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact. And be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.